even till date, I don't smoke, I don't drink, carry women and all that.
You say you don't carry women, but you carry woman.
I know we gain that.
So your dad stopped paying your fees?
I felt like my dad hated me. Sometimes I would even ask my mom, are you sure saying that this man give birth to me? Like, one of the major reasons why I grind is so that I could put a smile on my mom's face, because I was always very shabbily dressed. Another annoying thing is the morning devotion. Like, when sleep is getting deepest is when they will come and wake you up for morning devotion. So, and what this thing does is that it even makes you hate God. Even at the end, I was so scared. I'm not even about
I hear that this has been a great week for you. That you just bought a car for your mom.
We thank the Lord.
Yes.
God is faithful.
God is faithful. What was that like? What was that moment like for you?
I've always wanted to do that, so doing it now just makes me so excited. I'm excited that I'm at that point where I can put a smile on her face and make her happy. Yeah. But beyond just getting her a car, I'm happy that underground too, they do a couple of other things where they make her, they excited and happy, and that's what matters to me. Because now the reason why I grind, but one of the major reasons why I grind is so that I could put a smile on my mom's face.
Why? Why is your mom? What are the experiences you've seen your mom go through that bind you to her so deeply?
So I remember that at a point when I was young, I wasn't doing well in school. So while my dad pulled back and said, you know what, I'm withdrawing, I'm not going to pay your school fees no more and all that. So my mom took the responsibility and sent me to school, secondary school, university, and I saw her really struggle to do these things, because she was also taking care of my twin sister and my elder brother at the same time. So it wasn't easy on her. It was just a lot of work for her. She had to do extra jobs, put her hands into some jobs that are not even as clean, as when I mean clean, I mean fresh.
Yes, I get what you mean. So you don't mean fraudulent, you mean you mean fresh, yes.
Yeah, so I just feel like I have to repay her. Like she has to eat the fruit of her labor. So
your dad stopped paying your fees?
Well, to him, it was just trying to be a disciplinarian, I guess. Like, it was just like, you're not coming up with good grades and all that, so I'm just going to stop. I'm not going to keep investing on you if you're not forthcoming with, you're not, bringing good grades home. Results, so I wouldn't, growing up now, sometimes we blame our parents, but when we grow up, we tend to understand better. So I would not blame him, but it's himself, I did try for himself.
Right. But did it affect your relationship with him when you were growing up?
Yeah, it affected my relationship with him growing up, because I saw him as someone that I felt like my dad hated me. Sometimes I would even ask my mom, are you sure saying that this man give birth to me? Like, he was just too high-handed. I guess because he was a pastor too. He is a pastor. So the way pastors are with their kids, and they're just high-handed, and so I guess that's one of the reasons why it was just like that too.
Right. So that was a pastor. He is a pastor.
Yeah.
Is that difficult to grow up as a pastor, Daddy?
It's very difficult though. Good. Ask them.
Tell us one of the examples of the difficultness of going to a pastor, Father.
Bro, you're gonna have to be in church, whether or not you want to be in church. You're going to.
You must love God.
You must love God now by force. You must like. He made us study the Bible from Pali to Pali, whether you like it or not, whether you want to read it or not. Another annoying thing is the morning devotion. Like, when sleep is getting deepest is when they will come and wake you up for morning devotion. So, and what this thing does is that it even makes you hate God, not like God, because you're like, this God will not make I live my life. Yeah, do you understand? So it's crazy. Trust me. It was a crazy experience. So when I go into uni like this, I saw that as my freedom. I never returned home. for about 4 years. It was my mom that suffered it. I didn't go home. I felt like, thank you, Jesus, for this open door. You know,
it's an open door. It's a testimony.
Like I was waiting for it, and it happened, and I took it. I didn't even turn back. You know.
Did you yawo in school? You know what your Bible call yawo? Did you spoil in school?
No. So the good thing about having pastor parents is that even though I didn't like it, I didn't like the force, I didn't like you must go to church, you must do this, the approach and everything. One way or the other, that fear of God is still in you. So all through my university days, I was sane. You know, I was saying not because I wasn't doing it for my dad or my mom. Was because one of the things that I took from that was the fear of God. You know, and that's pretty much worked for me till now.
Right.
Like I would rather that a lot of things that I can do, even till date. I don't smoke, I don't drink, carry women and all that, and that attests to that same thing, that fear that if I do, how do I do this? If I do this. My mother is not here, my dad is not here, no one is here, but God is here seeing me.
Right.
I mean, it doesn't mean that drinking is wrong, though. I mean, I'm not saying that but I'm just saying...
For yourself. Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah. So you say you don't carry women, but do you carry woman?
I know we gay now.
That's the best answer you could have given to that question. Right.
Yeah, so everyone, even pastors marry now. So even the most...
Yeah, but you're not married now. So the question is in the context of, fornication and adultery.
In the context of fornication
yes, that's the context in which the question is asked. No, I live adultery. Nobody that one.
Fornication.
Yes, that's the question.
So you're asking if I fornicate?
Yes, that's what I'm asking. That's not the work that we came here to do.
Well, we leave all to God.
What was it like when you heard that Governor Sanwo-Olu was a fan of your music and this is his official testimony song?
Yeah, I felt really elated because this is me. I've been praying for this to happen for a couple of years now because I've been in the industry for over 13 good years, and now it's happening, and the governor is saying, this is my favorite song. Like I felt really good, and which is why I keep always giving the glory back to God, because it's too obvious that this is for God. Me is God. And I made a vow that, God, if you do this thing for me, I go carry people for you. They shout your name up and down. So I'm just so grateful to God. I see myself being sidelined so many times. I see a lot of things, but at the same time, God keeps proving that, you know what, even at the end, I was so scared. I'm on team about fun kini temi ton. Mi be padà lọlé sọ pé mi tí mo tin pariwo God, you want to put me to shame right there. I mean, if you could see, I guess at some point the camera zooms to my face. And you could see the tension that, God, you are not going to start disappointing me
now.
Do you understand? Because it would have been worse. Even at the Afrobeats, I wasn't even expecting, but God keeps proving a point. You could tell that my story is just grace. Like God is like, as long as you keep, it's like a covenant that I have with God. As long as you keep lifting me up, I'll keep lifting you up.
13 years trying to build a career in this industry, and it's a brutal industry. It's not even an industry where there's support systems. Were you worried at any time that this thing might not happen?
Of course. So a lot of times I just say, be like this thing go work. Like a lot of times I would cry, go into DMs, beg people. When that wasn't working, I felt like, you know what? And that was when I went to God every morning, 6:30. NLP. I'll go there and thank
next
God.
Level prayers.
God, is either you help me or we die here. And just like that, it's funny, it's unbelievable, but people, my pastor Bolaji, they will just call me and say, come, when you wake up, you do this, you say this, you confess this, and right from there, the change began. Like from constantly praying and listening to the word of God, like everything just changed up from that point.
There was also a story you shared about The late Sound Sultan housing you for about 4 years.
No, it
Okay.
didn't house me though,
Okay.
but it was pretty much like I did I was an apprentice under him. Like I learned from him, you know. So I learned a couple of things about the industry from Sound Sultan, and he fed me, you know. I remember it because I was always very shabbily dressed, you know. So this day I went to his house and the other guys were laughing at me, you know. It felt really bad. And then he saw me, so he went up and brought his clothes for me, and you know, just to make me feel cool and feel among, you know. So yeah, Sound Sultan was that person. He's perfect, gentle, so rest in peace. It was like a father for me in the industry. So when he left, it was just really, you know, I still feel the void.
Yeah. What keeps you going at those times that you mentioned, when it looks like nothing is working? What kept you going?
To be honest with you, it's overwhelming to be here. Like,
How can you explain that? What do you mean by overwhelming?
it's overwhelming to be a celebrity, to be a public figure.
Right.
You know, you don't even have your life again. Like you're traveling here and there. You have to deal with women. You have to deal with a whole lot of things. So if you're not grounded, you lose it. You know, even with finances, even with your finances, if you're not grounded, you just see that you're spending on unnecessary things and you're not investing, because where the money will go is plenty.
Yeah.
Even all this trolling and all this thing, it has effects on us. Like you might think that these artists, they don't read their DMs, they don't check their messages, but they do. So people just talk to. When the Charlie Poppy issue happened, a lot of people came to my DMs. Your mother will cry over you. You will die young. You will this. Your father will not. You know, a lot of things I saw. So it takes you to understand life itself for you to just overlook some things and just still be okay. You know. In fact, I feel like every celebrity should go check their mental health, because all this bashing left, right, and center, you don't necessarily feel the effect immediately, but once you see it, it has already entered, you know, one way or the other. So it's overwhelming. I mean, if I have my way, you know, I'll just do maybe one more year and just go and and go and retire somewhere. Trust me, because this space is not for the weak.